Hello, this is Wicked Shrapnel, and I wanted to show you how I make my steak. And I did have a little tip from someone that used to work at Longhorn, and they said that the Parmesan crusted steak is a mixture of ranch dressing and Parmesan. So we're gonna try to duplicate that today. I haven't tried it yet on a steak. I did try it on a burger patty and it was good, but today we're gonna try it on this ribeye. This is a choice ribeye from Sam's Club, and this is how I make my steaks on the day-to-day basis. And I know that like having a grill or like reverse searing it or what is the other thing, the sous vide, like so many people recommend all these different methods for cooking steaks, and I'm sure they're great, but they take a lot of time, and I'm eating like 1 or 2 steaks a day, and I don't have time to spend half hour to, well, sous vide could be hours long, and I'm sure it tastes delicious, but I don't got time for that. So I put some salt, some pepper, flip that side over, some more salt, some more pepper, and I keep all my steaks frozen, but then I put one in the refrigerator like 24 hours before I'm gonna eat it. This is some Montreal steak seasoning. I sprinkle a little bit of that on, just on one side. And I've heard that when you're like cooking a steak in a pan, you don't really want to use like these big kernels or like big corn pepper on the underside, because you want as much of the steak surface to make contact with the pan as possible to get a good like sear on that side. And normally you should like preheat whatever you're cooking it in, but let's see, I'm not going to do that. I'm using an air fryer, and I just stick it in the air fryer. I have a steak setting that's for 400 degrees at 15 minutes, which is pretty good for most steaks. And I kind of like eyeball it most of the time, like depending on how thick the steak is. I think about 15 minutes will be good for this one to cook it to what doneness I want, but I'm gonna lower it because when it's done, I wanna add Parmesan cheese and the ranch dressing and get it all melted on there. I think I'm gonna put some Munster cheese on there too. So let's just go for 13 minutes, and then when that's done, I will cheese it up. So we'll be right back. All right, it just dinged. There it is. So what I'm gonna do, put a little slivers of butter on there, because butter makes everything better. Then I'm gonna pour some Parmesan, some grated Parmesan, stack it up. And because this is an air fryer, if I just had Parmesan on top of there, it would blow it all over the place. So I'm gonna put the ranch on second. Drizzly. And then to cover it all up, this is not part of the Longhorn recipe, but I'm gonna cover it up with some Munster cheese. And now we're gonna put it in for, I'm gonna put it in for 2 minutes. A minute would probably be good. I'll check on it. We'll see how it goes. Start it for 2, and I'll check back with you in a minute. All right, I just went the full 2 minutes. Feeling adventurous. Oh, a lot of the cheese melted off. Let's see what we got here. A lot of the cheese melted off. Let's see if we can salvage it. All right. Plate it up. I almost try to save some cheese. Fried cheese. Let's go see what we got. Well, it looks all right. Let's cut it open, see what we're working with. All right, here we go. Here's the reveal. I wish the cheese hadn't melted off. Normally you would let your steak rest for like 5 minutes, probably be good. But we ain't got time for that right now. Yeah, nice and pink on the inside. Looks pretty good. And that's just like guessing on doneness from previous experience. Now let me try it. That is tasty. I would say that Longhorn does it better. But this is much cheaper, and you can do it at home. And I posted a video of me putting cheese on a steak on Facebook. People said it was blasphemy. But don't knock it till you try it. I mean, this gets close to Longhorn. The Munster, they don't put the Munster on there. But I think it adds another element to it, makes it very delicious. And this is a global chef knife. Probably a little overkill. But I've been eating steaks almost every day for almost a year. So I'm really looking for ways to spice things up, switch things up, make it taste a little different. So if you only eat a steak every once in a while, maybe just a traditional way of making a steak, or like a longer way to make a steak where it only took me like 15 minutes to have a delicious steak. I'm sure if you fired up a grill or sous vide it for hours, you might get a better result. But I don't have time to do that when I'm eating at least one steak a day. And this is delicious. And this steak from Sam's Club, the choice ribeye, I like it much better than I was getting like bone-in ribeyes for like $6.99 from my local grocery store. And once you cut the bone off, like there's not as much steak left, so like you're paying for that bone that you're not eating. So I think the price on this is very competitive, and you could eat the whole steak. You don't have to cut off a bone. So in the future, I think I'm gonna skip on those $6.99 steaks from my grocery store and go with these Sam's Club choice level steaks. Maybe every once in a while I'll splurge on a prime steak. But this has plenty of marbling and flavor. It's good. This might be a little overcooked from what I'm used to. I'd say this is like medium, kind of like medium rare. But this is very good. You should try this out. You don't have to do the Munster. But put Parmesan and ranch on your steak and then cook it on there, melt it on there. Delicious. And I'm drinking Coke Zero. I try not to drink like more than one of these a day. It's got aspartame in it, but 0 calories. I mean, if you're trying to lose weight, I would probably say try to avoid artificial sweeteners. Even though there's no calories, they can like spike insulin, some of them. So like just drinking water or unsweet tea would probably be the best bet. But I like to have a Coke Zero every once in a while. It's been a while since I had an eating video, and my diet is pretty boring. Eating either steak or burger, eggs, bacon. But maybe if I come up with some original idea, a way to eat those foods, I'll make a video. For as long as I've been eating steak, I still love it. Especially this way. I mean, this changes things up, and it's very delicious. It's really good. Even if you think this is an abomination, I think you should try it once. Don't knock it till you try it. Like all the people that were saying the egg in my coffee was gross. They tried it and they're like, can't even taste it. Try it. So that's it. That was my attempt to reproduce a Longhorn Parmesan crusted steak with my own little addition of Munster cheese on top. And it's very good. You should try it. I think it's delicious. Let me know what you think if you do try it. And that's all I got for now. Talk to you later. Take it easy.